Yo, what's good? It's been Fire here back with another video, and today we're going to be hopping into another college football 25 video for you guys. Today we're going to be going over Gun Trips tight end. Now, Gun Trips tight end is going to be a very dangerous offense. It comes to you in a few different playbooks. I like the Oklahoma State one best personally, but it's also in Arizona playbook. It is also in, I think, Charlotte University playbook. We are going to be using Colorado, but once again, it is in Oklahoma State playbook. Now, I like Oklahoma State playbook a lot because you do have trips tight end, but also what you have is this gun bunch halfback strong, which has a lot of good plays as well. So you can create a dangerous little two-man scheme. We're not going to go over this, but we are going to go over trips tight end. If you guys want to see a gameplay with any of these, let me know down below. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit a like on this video if you enjoy and want more of these videos, and subscribe to the channel as well. Anyways, with this trip set in, we're going to set up our audibles first. I like having at least one run play. If you don't want to run the ball at all, you could replace this, but we have inside zone, we have X spot, we have verticals, we have Texas. So we have a lot of options. Other plays that I like, shallow cross. This play is solid. I do like this RPO on the right. Other than that, you have a flood on the right that I will go over. And then that's pretty much it. None of these other plays really stand out too much to me. You could go base instead of inside zone. I'm fine with that. But without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. And I'm just going to... I think I just called the wrong play, so we'll readjust. But I think I'm going to start out with Texas because that is probably going to be your best bet play in this offense. Now, Texas is dangerous for a number of reasons now because they made a lot of these routes. You can audible to a lot of these things. So certain plays with like angle routes maybe are a little bit less valuable, but the reason they're still good is because you want to kind of quick snap people. So if you can still get to the line of scrimmage, make one or two hot routes instead of, 5 or 6, it's a lot better because you can catch them off guard. You can catch them in the middle of a defensive adjustment themselves. So what do we have here that I like? I like this post. I like this angle route. So we want to kind of work around these two. We have a corner route with the tight end over the top, but it's hard to make that route work. So as far as initial setups, if you want to go with a quick snap, you could just go with a simple drag here. This kind of gives you 3 realistic options. X we're going to kind of throw out over here. Not really a viable passing option. You have the post. You could smart out the post as well, make it a little bit shorter, but we have drag, post, angle. You're going to want to choose between those. They're all man-beating routes. They're all going to get open, so you kind of want to choose. Now, again, you got to be careful throwing this post route. It can be open a lot of times, but you can also do what you did there and throw an interception. So you want to check it down. Feel free to do that. Again, I'm going to kind of like that route a little bit, get better against man coverage, but against zone, you still can hit it. I like this drag. Now be careful because I actually got picked off by a D lineman throwing this angle route, so he might have been a QB spy, but you still want to be, cautious. But that's just going to be your first setup with that play. So setup number 1, right there. As far as other options with your setups, you could go streak of B, you could drag A. So now we have no options over there. This is going to really open up this post route. So if you're trying to open up this post route, you see we even take this one to the crib. This is going to be your setup for that because the streak just does a really good job of clearing out the zone. And it pretty much prevents the drag late will also pull this guy down, that linebacker that picked us off on the first play. So it is going to take some time, so you do need some patience. Obviously, if you have a weak O-line, this may not be the best setup because you do need some time. So even with a Colorado where our offensive line is not definitely good at all, we need time. Let's say you're getting pressured, you have a few options with the check down. You see you have the drag. I think Travis Hunter is getting open on that route over there. We'll see for sure on this play, but you have the drag, you have the angle route, you have Travis Hunter over here. Now it doesn't run a super crisp route. It's like a rounded out route, which is a little bit of a bummer. I think you could smart out it, and this would maybe make it a little bit better. Yeah, so if you smart out it, get it a little bit shorter, then it becomes an easier pass to throw. So that is really it for Texas as far as other plays, other setups. Again, we're going to keep things relatively simple. If you want gameplays, you guys can see a few more setups, but other than that, I don't really have many other setups for this play. Let's just go into the inside zone quickly. Now with the inside zone, if you are getting a spread box, with trips, you want to run the ball a lot because you don't want your opponent to be able to. So with this, with the linebacker that's lining up over number 10 here, if that guy is spread out, these are the situations where you're going to want to run the ball. If he's out there. Now, if he's in more of a baseline look, if he's inside, that is where you want to pass the ball. So if the linebacker's inside, you want to pass. If he's outside, you generally will want to run the ball. So I know I was in a passing play there. I forgot to audible, but you want to take advantage of those. So pretty simple stuff. As far as the running game, if you want to kind of mix it up a bit, you could go with like a little inside motion. Now, if that guy doesn't get picked up, you just don't kind of want to cut up middle or cut to the right. If he does get blocked, then you could cut to the outside, but it's pretty simple. I mean, I don't run the ball a whole lot, maybe 4 or 5 times a game. I like to pass. We will have running schemes, little triple option, fun schemes for you guys. Just stay tuned. They will be coming in the future. Anyways, our next play is going to be X spot, and here's where we can get a little bit creative. So with X spot here, we have some nice stuff. We can do a few different things with this. We can smart out this corner out, get him a little bit deeper if we want, but we want to kind of use this corner out. Now, generally I like having my trips to this wide side. You could run it from the short side either, or also, but typically with this play, we're going to keep things a little bit simple. So I like having a little streak over here. If you just want to run the play like this, then you have options over here. You could check it down to the flats. If you have enough time, then you can hit that corner out over the top. The corner out's going to be really good against cover 2. Against cover 3, it can definitely get open as well. Now, cover or man coverage, it's not going to be the best, but here it is against cover 3. It would be able to get over the top of the cloud flat against cover 2 as well. So that is definitely a solid route to have in your arsenal. So if he's playing underneath, if you've hit the flat a couple of times, this is something you can take advantage. So again, you could just streak, you could keep the flat with A over here. You could do a few different things. You could go with like a, again, this is a concept that we like out of a few other plays. You could go with this drag angle route concept. I don't hate going with this. That pulls down that mid read early. So you see we had angle route open, we had drag open, we had corner route open, we even had flat open at the beginning of the play. So this is a money setup for you guys. And again, just keeping things simple. We're not getting too crazy. We're not doing too many deep routes. We're just keeping things very simple. Boom, this is going to open him up. So again, in this case, the user's going to defend really between the corner route and the angle route. Again, you could probably hit the flat on almost every one of these plays as well. So you have lots of options. Some other things that you can do with X spot that I don't hate. You could go with like a little slant with A, and then maybe you go cross. So he's on this little corner out. You could put him on a deep cross, which is D-pad up. And then maybe with our running back here, you could go flat route. Something like this. Not a bad concept at all. You're really attacking deep down the field, so if you're looking for some time, these are good setups, sending 5 people out, especially if he is blocking a lot of people. So I'll show that setup one more time. Again, streak X, slant B, cross A, and flat to the running back, like so. So you saw the slant was open. Now we can maybe hit A over here. That's really more of a distraction route. We're hoping that the user follows with the tight end. Again, you could go with that setup also with the backside drag instead of the deep cross. So that would be an option. I'll show that play. It would look like this. So this could be a solid option still. Or you could even go deep backside cross with B. So lots of options there, especially if it's man coverage. One more setup for X-Bot that I like is going to be we're going to block the running back here because there is going to be situations where you'll want to block your running back. So we'll go ahead and do that here. you're going to slant B, you're going to flat A, and then you're just going to actually motion this receiver across and kind of turn him into a post route, actually. So now he's a post route. Boom, you have slant. If you can wait, you can hit this guy over the top, like so. Otherwise, you have slant. I like the slants in the red zone a lot this year. They get opened up, and you want to take advantage of those. So, yeah, that's that setup. Moving on, we got verticals here. With verticals, it's an interesting play. It's definitely more of a quick snap play that I like. So I will usually just throw the running back in the flats, and I will snap the ball. You can hit this guy. It's difficult for the user to defend both Y and B. So you kind of let them choose between that. Obviously, your first look is probably going to be the flat with the running back. So if you see the running back in the flats, you can take this route on every play, and you can, take your 5 yards. Force him to play underneath. And once he plays underneath, then you can also start hitting the tight end on this super kind of short corner route as well, which we almost have space there. It's a little bit tougher. Maybe if it's on the wide side, if your trips are on the short side, that's something you could hit as well. Now, what else can you do? You could go maybe angle route over here. You could go like a drag angle route concept. Maybe you go corner route deep. Does this play look familiar though? This is what we kind of ran out of, I believe, Texas. Similar concept. We have a corner out though. This could be a similar concept you could run out of X spot as well. But something like this, again, you're just getting creative. I don't know why you didn't catch that. Bad pass lead, I guess. But you guys see how you can kind of get creative with these plays. Now, showing what we can do with B, you could also go just straight angle route. So you go angle route, boom. If you can hit him over the top like this. Nice possession catch there. And maybe you go a little backside drag action. You could go wheel route. You throw this guy on a little flat. So you can get creative for sure. And then you could hit this wheel route over here. So there's definitely options with this play. Wheel routes, you're going to want to take advantage of them in the red zone because they get a lot of open space. So you want to use those. Anyways, let's hop into our next set of plays though. And with this next set of plays, we have Y shallow cross. So I am going to throw that in the audibles. We are going to go over this RPO, and then I think just the other play is going to be flood. Yes. So there's other plays like drive post, but I don't think they're really worth a section. I mean, they're fairly simple concepts. So starting out with flood, there's a lot to like about this play. For sure. I like this default crossing route with the tight end. So you could go immediately on rip. You could go with something like this, which again, it's similar to some things we've already seen. Backside slant with a flat. So you could snap the ball on here. That's something that we can do here. If you wanted him there, maybe you also go like slant and then you throw Y on maybe a zig, which I'm still getting familiar with what all the icons are. What's a bang 8? That's a cool little post route, but deeper post. And then you go flat with the running back. This could be a setup that is solid. You can even hit Travis here. Boom. So this is probably a go-to setup almost out of this flood play. Now I know you did a lot of hot routing, but that setup would be solid, folks. So again, we threw him on a post, we threw B on a slant, we threw RB on a little flat, and then we threw Y on just a baby zig. So this setup looks kind of nasty, I'm not going to lie. You could hit this tight end a little bit later if you need to. It creates a little late play high-low read. Now again, you're going to need protection, so if your offensive line is not good, you could always run this setup just without the running back if you really needed to. Again, feel free to block the running back. This play is still going to work. You see Y is open on like all of these plays. You can check it down to him. He's going to make that catch 9 times out of 10. So easy concept there out of flood. If you want to run this play stock default, you could also do that. So you could just get to the line, snap the ball. If you want, you could maybe high ball this out route over the top. So again, use those high balls if you're trying to throw tight corner routes and out routes. If you're on the wide side of the field, you'll have space to do them. Moving on, let's go over this RPO now. So this RPO is definitely something solid. If you get the right blocks, you can get your players out in space. It is a dangerous pass. Now again, this is going to be a similar concept as the inside zone, what I was talking about. If there's a cornerback or a safety or a linebacker lining directly up, like if number 10 is getting pressed, you don't want to run it. But if he's backed off like this, you can quick snap this play. Now again, sometimes the blocks aren't going to hold up. That's going to happen on RPOs, but the payoff is pretty big once it actually does work. So I think it is worth the risk. Now, if you end up handing the ball off, it's not the best run, but you still have potential to at least pick up some yards. And again, that would be assuming like his user is sprinting over there to defend the pass, and you can just go ahead and hand the ball off and maybe pick up 5 or 6 yards, and you'll take that. So here we have our last play, which is going to be Y shallow cross. With this play, I like to run a setup like this a lot. This is one of my favorite setups because this corner out gets super open, and you can also hit this post route. So with B, he runs it super deep. Now we got a terrible throw there from Shedeur, but that setup is absolutely lethal. I'll show it again. You're just going to put B on a corner route. You're going to put RB on an angle route, and then you can snap the ball. So it's really only 2 hot routes as well, which makes things almost even better. So you can hit that guy on the sidelines. He probably gets even more open against on the short side of the field as well, if that's something you wanted to do. As far as this post route goes, he should be open. If you're struggling to get the post route open, then you could do some other things I will talk about, but boom, backside angle route. And then you see him get opened up. This is what's dangerous. You see that corner on the right, he's lacking. If you can catch him sleeping like this, if you can catch the user down low, worried about the running back. And again, the only way you get those types of things opened up is if you've thrown to the running back, you've thrown to the drag routes multiple times, his user so worried about it, then you hit him over the top. And again, that play didn't really take all that long to develop either, which makes it super dangerous in my opinion. So that is an option for a setup. As far as other things, again, you could keep it simple. You could go like slant. Over here, I don't hate that to hold the user down. Again, just simple concepts in this game work. So be careful. You don't want to get caught waiting for the post as your only option. Again, my advice would be if you have a route open, throw it. Because if you get in a situation where you're waiting for a post route, then you get sacked or you throw a pick. Interceptions are easy to throw in this game, so you just got to be super careful and you have to be super surgical. So that's going to do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, you want more like this, hit this like button. Again, subscribe to the channel down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and peace out.